Good evening, everybody. Got here a 1v1 pro game on Arabia, and let's get right into it because this is going to be a good one. We do have in the blue MbL playing as the Bohemians, and then his enemy in the red playing as the Italians is Hearttt. So I'm going to fast forward it a little bit as this is going to be a long one, and let's take a quick look at the maps, see what we can expect out of these civilizations that are not civilizations we see too often on Arabia, but both very unique and strong in their own ways. So, taking a look at Heartt's base, we can see right off the bat he's got these back berries. That's so nice to have sitting back there in the early game. He also has a back stone. Should he want to do a castle, that's an easy wall to protect that. And then while this is not necessarily a back gold, with the way that these wood lines work out, he can get a little pocket going in here into the town center and really get protected gold once we hit that feudal age mark. I'm not sure if that will fully come into play, but something to think of nonetheless. But overall, good, generally good base, but nothing too crazy. As MbL, bit of a mistake. He does a beeline directly into the town center and immediately getting chased down by Hearttt. So we'll follow the scouts back over across to MbL's base where he's going to be protected once he goes underneath the town center fire. And Hearttt, he runs under the town center but gets out just in time. So taking a look at MbL's base, as you can see, he's got this backstone, which playing as the Bohemians, I do like. The Bohemians do have good castle units. The unique unit, the Hussite wagon, strong, very annoying to play against. Could be a valid option. And then we also see this side gold, which also could be walled in a little bit here. More enclosed is MbL's base, but overall, I think they're fairly even as far as bases go. I'm going to just slow it down now to regular game speed, though, as Hearttt has clicked up much further ahead than MbL to the next age. So Hearttt on 18 villagers and MbL choosing to wait for 21 villagers, build up that economy just that much more so that he can be stronger when he hits the next stage. Hearttt is going for a pickoff, but this is MbL. He's going to quick wall. And so that villager is protected. The barracks is going up, and already we see 2 villagers for Hearttt putting down a stable. So Hearttt is going for a strong, long-term feudal age pressure, and MbL, with his higher population, might be going for something else. And Hearttt just doing such a good job distracting on these walls, forcing all of this delayed time, and does not quite get the pick-off of the villager, and so that scout pretty weak, but caused a lot of damage so far. Overall, both of the players now able to engage pretty easily against one another, but not quite doing anything too crazy. Scouts already streaming across the map for Hearttt, as the spearman does get picked off, or not fully, but weakened by that wolf. So that's unfortunate that Hearttt does have a weak spearman, as he's going to want to cause some damage, and his scouts are running in, causing damage, causing delays. They are tied for vill counts. Of course, that should maintain for now. Both of these players are collecting enough food and trying definitely to pick off a villager. This female villager might go down, but no. Ooh, yes, does go down. Hearttt loses the spearman, but taking out a villager, definitely worthwhile. So now we've got 3 scouts in the back of MbL's base, and Hearttt has been totally okay at home, and the berries now getting attacked. This is a fantastic 3 scouts doing so much damage, and they do. They get the pick off. All 3 scouts go down, but 2 villagers fell, and look at all the wasted time. Extra villagers thrown on building walls, extra little outposts of the walls having to be added in, and MbL, though, fully walled in now. He's even got the gate so that there's no opening for Hearttt to get in. In the meantime, Hearttt is not fully walled yet. He is starting a wall, massive one, along this side. He would have been much better off to just go here, but I guess he doesn't have the view that we do. And he will be walled in, not fully, but pretty close, as there's 2 spearmen coming in. Will they make it in before the walls complete? That is the question, and yes, of course they will. That isn't that close, and the spearman now engaging against the villager. The villager does have loom and a hill advantage, so causing a lot more damage than typical, but that villager should be no problem to get back to the town center if he can maneuver properly. And once these spearmen get under the town center, they won't be able to do too much damage. The walls will be completed by Hearttt, so these 2 spearmen will be stuck inside. Let's see if they can do any more damage, cause any more delays. They try to run out of the village, but they're unable to. The villager starting to pick them off, and of course, at this point in the game, spearmen not the strongest against villagers, but able to do a little bit of damage, cause a little bit of problems, as we see another spearman to the north of the map. MbL just trying to be annoying at this point in time and doing a good job with these spearmen. That one stays alive. It's very weak, so even a town center fire could take it out, but doesn't, as this other one to the north is attacking a villager, and they will join up. So nothing that will cause too much damage. These guys won't be able to really take out large amounts of villagers. They might be able to pick off 1 or 2 weak villagers if caught out, but nothing too crazy could be expected. And Hearttt already clicked up to the next age, and it looks like, yeah, the secondary buildings are being built right now for MbL, so he's a little ways away. And one thing I did just notice is we've got 5 villagers on stone for MbL. So that means one thing and one thing alone, that's going to be castle age hits, and we're dropping a castle. It'll be interesting to see where MbL does place that castle once he gets up to the next age, and with the knowledge that he will be a little bit slower to the next age, that is something to keep in mind. Stable coming up right now for him, so we will see cavalry coming out. That will be in response, obviously. The cavalry is already on the field with some scouts for Hearttt, and Hearttt doing a great job actually of just scouting around. If you look at his mini map, he's seeing exactly where the golds are. He's taking a look at where the relics are. He knows what's going on the map, and by the time he gets up to the next age, he'll have a pretty good idea of what to expect with this map, as he's looking all over the place right now. But I do like this stone. Obviously, the Bohemians, they do have great castles just with those Hussite wagons. And right off the bat, we see a town center get dropped for Hearttt. And he's going to try to get ahead as much as possible, as the spearmen are engaging and the light cavalry, or I guess the scout cavalry at this point in time, are running around the map as the booming is beginning for Hearttt. So really expanding out, both players going for scouts. Both players want to get some sort of map control and doing a good job at it. Already we see a monastery coming out as well for Hearttt, and husbandry, so he's got those faster scouts coming, and 2 monasteries in response for MbL. So we will be seeing relics getting collected, and we might even see some conversions. Obviously, Hearttt making the right move to stay with scout cavalry. They are the best counter to monks when it comes to this stage in the game. Third town center is going up, and here we go. The castle, very defensive for MbL. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting it to be here. I would have preferred it to be forward protecting this gold, or even on this hill here, get that hill advantage, cover this gold, get a little bit of protection on this gold, but I guess playing it safe is what has to happen when the enemy has full map control, which Hearttt does at this point in time. He's got some weak light cavalry, but they are being healed up by the monk, and light cavalry for Hearttt, but still only scouts for MbL. So those light cavalry will be able to clean them up very well. And in the meantime, the monk looking to get picked off. Will it get picked off? It does. So that's good for MbL, but Hearttt already pulling in his first relic. So Hearttt has a slight advantage, and MbL sitting back at home. He wants to go out. He wants to collect something, and he's dropping his 4th town center. So he's really wanting to get some booming going on. He wants this economy to be strong long term. He knows he's behind when it comes to military and map control, so why not boom up? He's behind right now for villagers as well. 13, 14 villagers behind, but he's got a couple Hussite wagons which are so strong and can really engage against light cavalry. The monks, of course, becoming a little bit stronger with the time that passes as the upgrades are coming in for MbL. One thing to note, actually, 4 town centers for MbL, but not able to produce out of them. He's only got 13 farms and only 10 villagers collecting food right now. He's going to need to bump those numbers up. He's going to need to be at about 24, 25, and if he's adding in research and more units, he's going to need to bump that up to about 30 farmers in order to maintain production. So might be spreading himself a little bit too thin, but he is attacking, and this is a pretty tough force to deal with. The monks, if they can get a couple of conversions of these light cavalry with the spearmen protecting them and the Hussite wagons hitting extra shots, there's a chance this could end poorly for Hearttt. But of course, the light cavalry trying to loop around and the villagers coming forward. We see MbL with 7 villagers moving forward. We are almost at enough stone. He's still got these 5 villagers collecting up stone, and once enough stone's on the map, we could see just a forward castle right on top of Hearttt. As these monks don't want to get caught off guard, both of these players so good at their micro, able to move around and maneuver better than a lot of players really can. And nice little quick walls, want to get into a position where the villagers are protected, and the light cavalry, they go in trying to go for conversions, and MbL going to convert monks of the enemy. So the 1 monk does get converted, 2 Hussite wagons are converted, and overall, I guess the Hussite wagons came through, but definitely liking the situation for MbL militarily compared to Hearttt. Right now, though, Hearttt has a 20 villager lead, and that's only going to grow as he has 31 villagers collecting food with MbL only on 12. That's only enough to sustain about 2 town centers producing. So the town centers right now not being as effective as they would like to be, but still protecting the economy if any raids do come in. So a castle from MbL on this hill, not quite as forward as I'm sure he would like to be, but definitely a safe location. It's on top of the hill. That's a good place to build a castle, always, just because of the extra damage that can be done shooting downhill, and it does interact with this gold as well. Good conversions there from Hearttt, really picking off those Hussite wagons and able to do quite a bit of damage. So MbL going to need to react, and this is a good location now for the first castle for Hearttt. As he drops it, it will protect this gold to a degree, but more importantly, It's going to protect this side of his economy and make sure that the attacks are coming in only from one place. Good job for MbL. Keep these villagers busy, keep them active as the upgrades are coming in, and the big upgrade that's coming in right now, Hearttt is already on his way to the Imperial Age. So he's going to try to do as much damage as possible, possibly raid with these light cavalry. Now it's looking very smart that MbL has 4 town centers up, but he's still about 16 villagers behind as another monastery is going up. The monk Hussite wagon combination is just very difficult to engage against, and monks is the perfect reaction. So monks and light cavalry from Hearttt, that's going to be the way that they react to the enemy. As MbL is also going up to the next stage, we see upgrades coming up for the monks, so there it's going to really become a monk battle. But Hearttt does have the advantages now. That engagement while MbL was getting this castle up really put things in favor of Hearttt, as these light cavalry just need to get in somewhere. MbL already knows that's the expectation. He's going to be dropping stone gates, houses all over here just to make sure that the enemy doesn't make it through. These palisades won't last very long at all, but with the houses, with the gates, he should be all right. And now we see the opposite. Hearttt going forward with a big number of villagers. He's got 10 villagers himself, gonna sit right on top of this hill. What a bold castle, especially with the enemy pushing so hard on the other side. But this castle will go up from the looks of it. Nothing at home for MbL to respond with. We've got light cavalry and Hussite wagons attacking the Bohemian village. So you don't very often see Italian Hussite wagons, but it happens when you got those monks making the conversions. And the castle goes up. Will we see? Yes, immediately trebuchets are coming out as well. They'll be able to pick off this castle up here, as they're going to really push the envelope. In the meantime, MbL does get the quick walls off. These light cavalry getting trapped in here, just becoming cannon fodder, taking in arrows, getting conversions, and they do pick off one monk here, but they will run in and they will do damage, a lot of damage, because this is not a good location to have light cavalry running in your backyard. On the other end of things, we do see a little bit of a stalemate going on. Monk versus monk, a little bit of conversions. But this is just such an ugly situation to be in if you're MbL. You're starting to lose town centers, losing villagers. Already, Hearttt has a 20 villager lead. He's got the lead when it comes to military. He's got the lead when it comes to economy. And he's got the map control. MbL falling behind, but he's got a trebuchet out. And he's making the switch to spearmen, going to try and upgrade these to pikemen eventually. He needs something to counteract these light cavalry that are just running all over the place in his economy, as the first trebuchet is out attacking the home base. And oh my goodness, this is a bad situation to be in. The trebuchet getting repaired, but it's underneath the castle. These light cavalry are not taking hits from the castle. They're hiding underneath, and this looks like it might just be the beginning of the end for MbL. Going to be extremely tough to come back on this. He's got 82 villagers. Yes, he does have a good economy, but just compared to the enemy right now, he hasn't done enough damage. And the one Hussite wagon, not going to be enough to engage against light cavalry. So overall, what can we expect from MbL? Well, he's MbL, so you know he's not going to give up easily. He's definitely come back from even worse locations. in previous games. This castle has not fallen down yet, but there are 3 trebuchets taking it out, and will be a 4th coming up pretty quickly. So it won't last for very long as we see the GG gets called. Overall, it all came down to Monk micro in this one, and Hearttt was just able to out micro on a few different occasions and get that momentum going in his favor, and then win the race to the Imperial Age and get those trebuchets. Great play